Hello guys, this is David and you're watching Btekt, and welcome to my side-by-side comparison of this year's and last year's Samsung flagships, the Galaxy S9 versus the Galaxy S10. So I thought I'd do this comparison to help people decide if it's worth spending that little bit of extra money on their next flagship purchase, and going for the S9, because it's still an extremely good handset, and still very relevant if you ask me. Samsung are not beyond just providing incremental upgrades year on year, but this time for their 10th anniversary of the S series, they've gone way beyond just adding minor upgrades. But before we go on, I want to say a big thank you to Direct Mobiles. They have over 24 years of award-winning customer service and comparison tools to make it easy for you to find the best possible deal. Their link is in the video description below, or search directmobiles.co.uk. If you ask me, the most notable upgrade from the S9 to the S10 series has got to be that screen. But the S9 series already has an amazing screen. The edge-to-edge Infinity display was perfect for watching content, but they really have taken it to another level with the Infinity O display on the S10 series. The new display is brighter with even richer colours and deeper blacks than before. And thanks to the screen cutout, extends all the way to the top and has minimal bezels all around. For me, this is the best screen you can buy on a smartphone at the moment, but the screen on the S9 is still a beautiful screen to look at and holds its own even amongst the very latest competition. It's a 5.8-inch display on the S9 with 1440 by 2960 resolution, protected by Gorilla Glass 5, and has an 18.5 by 9 aspect ratio and 570 ppi screen density. Still very impressive specs even by today's standards. But Samsung's latest comes with a 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display with 1440 by 3160 resolution, a 19 by 9 aspect ratio and 550 ppi screen density, all protected with the latest generation Gorilla Glass 6, which in my experience does seem to be more resistant to scratches than Gorilla Glass 5 is. The location of the fingerprint scanner is probably the most noticeable physical change that we see from the S9 series, moving from just underneath the camera lens, which did make it easy for you to smudge the lens with your finger. It's now been moved to underneath the display. Samsung use an ultrasonic scanning method to read the fingerprint, bouncing sound waves off your finger to create a map, and it seems to work fairly well. Reliability for me with these in-display scanners is far more important than speed. This one seems to be fairly reliable and very quick, but it's nowhere near as fast as the rear-mounted fingerprint scanner that you find on the Galaxy S9. So let's look at the cameras. Now the S9 series camera, as with the rest of the phone, is still relevant. It delivers great shots time and time again, and actually shares the same hardware as the new S10, bar the ultra-wide-angle camera. There have also been software improvements helping the S10 to recognise more scenes and situations. But I think what is more of an improvement here is the video. I've been really impressed by the 4K 60 frames per second HDR10 Plus video performance of the S10. It's pretty well stabilised as well, and basically brings those incredible HDR style photos that we're used to seeing to video. The super impressive HDR10 Plus compliant screen does an amazing job at showing off those videos, and this could be possibly the best phone for making movies that we've seen so far. In my opinion, at the moment that title belongs to the iPhone XS. Look out for my video comparison between the iPhone and the Galaxy S10 coming out very soon. But again, don't discount the S9 when it comes to video. It's still capable of producing gorgeous 4K 60 frames per second footage, something that even the very latest Huawei smartphones cannot claim to do. And this is with the older Exynos chipset. The S9 is powered by the 10nm Exynos 9810 chipset, paired with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of onboard storage. The next generation Exynos 9820 is built on the 8nm process and comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. So double the RAM and storage, and the new chipset means that as well as being faster, the Galaxy S10 should be a little bit easier on its battery. It's a 3400 mAh battery in the S10 versus a 3000 mAh battery in the S9, and in practice there is a noticeable difference in the battery life. The S9 will get you through a day, but you do need to be quite careful with it for it to last that long. You don't have to worry about the S10 in the same way though. And although it may not have the largest flagship capacity battery on the market at the moment, it is definitely good enough for one day, no matter what your usage. Looking through the camera app, and they seem to have focused it more on the Instagram type of user, putting even the food color settings right there on the main screen. But more than that, this camera is directly integrated with Instagram. Take a photo and then review it, and you'll be given an Instagram button that will take you straight into the app with your picture ready to post. Both the camera apps are full of different shooting modes and options. Visually, the differences are that the main shooting modes have moved down to the bottom, whereas you'll find them on the top on the S9, although switching between the modes is as easy as just swiping the screen left or right. Auto, which is the main shooting mode on the S9, is now called Photo on the S10. You get a fairly comprehensive Pro mode, giving you control of all the camera functions, including that switchable aperture between f1.5 and f2.4. The ISO is fairly limited though on the S10, with the maximum ISO only being 800. One difference between these two that some people will be very thankful for is the ability to remap the Bixby button to whatever you want. For years now, the S9 has had this extra button to activate the Bixby assistant. It has to be said that it isn't the most popular of digital assistants, most people much preferring Google's version, and it is quite annoying being activated by accident and then getting taken to this app time and time again that you never ever use. Personally, I think it would be better without the button altogether, but at least now it won't be left completely redundant by most users. I think overall, with the S9 being built so well and only being 1 year old, it's a very good buy at the moment. Standing up quite well, I would say, against even some of the very latest handsets today. If you're upgrading to one from a phone that's a couple of years old, you won't be disappointed. However, the Galaxy S10 is an amazing handset, one of the best phones available at the moment. If you want the very best from your handset, then it's a no-brainer, go for the S10. But if you're a bit more savvy and you want to save a little bit of cash, you should definitely check out the S9 as well. It looks great, it's got great sound, an amazing screen, and unlike the S10, doesn't have any interruption in the display. Alright, you'll have to suffer slightly bigger bezels, but at least there won't be a hole on your screen. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks for watching my little comparison between the Galaxy S9 and the Galaxy S10. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit the subscribe button, double tap notifications and smash the like button for me. Lots more phone reviews and comparisons on the way. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter at Btekt, or add me on Snapchat, david.btekt. Thank you for watching guys, my name's David and this is Btekt.